WrestleMania season's just a bloody lovely time of year, isn't it? And with all the unfiltered anticipation that tends to come with this time of year, on top of it as well, you tend to get a lot of predictions, really exciting ones that you go and check on Twitter and you go, you know what, that thing right there, that person I've never met before in my life has just put on this little social media website, that could happen, and if it doesn't, I will riot. And to be honest, that's just all part of the excitement, isn't it? You get a little bit carried away with a few little weird predictions, little ideas that drop into your brain in the middle of the night, and you think, if that happened on a WrestleMania stage or on the road to WrestleMania, I would lose my mind, so now I want it. Because even if just a handful of these WrestleMania predictions on the road to said event came true, we are in for one hell of a ride. So I am Gareth from What Culture Wrestling, and these are 10 huge predictions for the road to WrestleMania 39. 39. Number 10, Naomi returns with a bang. So a lot of people, if you look on Twitter, quite rightly and understandably think that Asuka is going to win the upcoming Elimination Chamber event thing to challenge Bianca Belair at WrestleMania for her Raw Women's Championship, and just looking at the way she ripped through the Royal Rumble in this new old clown makeup attire aesthetic, yeah, I can't exactly argue with it. And to be honest, I think I'm one of the people that do think that Asuka should win this whole thing, but if they decided to go down a different route entirely, I also wouldn't be that mad, because I am long overdue a dose of glow. And when it comes to this one, it felt a little more likely when we had that one little vacant space in the Elimination Chamber bracket thing for this upcoming match. That's obviously now been filled. We've got a full field of people in this match, but we've seen stuff in the past happen when it comes to the Elimination Chamber, where somebody's look like they're going to be in a match and then suddenly they get attacked before it or attacked backstage, and somebody else just pops in late in the day and they just go and win the whole damn thing, looking at you, Edge. And what I think would happen if she did go into the match is I think she'd win the whole damn thing, because if she didn't, think of the boos. You've got this big babyface return, let her win the whole thing, go and challenge Bianca Belair, because that'd be a lovely moment as well. And I just think this makes sense in some capacity, but if it doesn't happen and Asuka wins the thing and they just have a big old battle between Bianca Belair and this clown scary lady Asuka at WrestleMania, I'm not going to complain about that either. Number 9, Charlotte Flair turns on fans again. Meanwhile, over on the SmackDown side of things, you've got Charlotte Flair with the SmackDown Women's Championship, and this isn't working, is it? Because people just want to boo Charlotte when she's got a belt, because she knows how good she is. She's an incredible performer. She's like second generation after Ric Flair and all that kind of good stuff. And you just look at her and you don't go, oh, that's somebody I can root for. You go, no, I want you to be toppled by the next babyface in town. And now we've got Rhea Ripley, who's going to be challenging Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. She's a heel, and they're trying to present Charlotte as this golden babyface hero. Something's got to give. Look, there is a world where this works, and maybe you have this smiley, yeah, I'm the babyface Charlotte Flair character, just really condescend Rhea and be really patronising, and have that be a way that she kind of transitions into a tweener role for a little bit while this feud goes on, just until Rhea takes the SmackDown title off her and goes on an absolute rampage through SmackDown. But to assume that fans are going to get behind Charlotte when she's up against Rhea, after seeing the way that they reacted to Rhea, who was a heel throughout the Royal Rumble before she won the whole damn thing, it's foolish. They're not going to cheer Charlotte. They're just not going to do it in this scenario. The simple booking here is just have Charlotte Flair turn rogue at some point, batter Rhea, have Rhea turn into an anti-hero throughout the build to WrestleMania, have her win the belt, and then turn heel herself and go and wreck everybody on SmackDown. That's the simple way of doing things, but you just get a feeling that WWE aren't going to do that because they just don't like doing simple, obvious things sometimes. Number 8, Bray Wyatt reveals Undertaker's message. So what exactly did The Undertaker say to Bray Wyatt at Raw is Triple X, eh? Did he say that he's just not a big fan of the Firefly Funhouse? Did he let Bray know that if Bo Dallas is revealed as Uncle Howdy, it'll be a bit of a letdown because most people remember what the B team was? Or maybe, just maybe, The Undertaker said, you know what, I'm ready for one last weird cinematic showdown alongside my little Bray spooky friend. Let's go and take some souls at WrestleMania 39. Yes, it's a big old mystery, and it's probably one that WWE are just going to ignore because that's what they do, let's be honest. But that'd be a bit crap, to be honest, because a lot of people got very excited about The Undertaker just mumbling a few words into Bray Wyatt's ear, like me, so let's pay it off. Maybe this could be Bray Wyatt's little trump card in his back pocket when it comes to his ongoing weird psyche battle with Uncle Howdy. He could just pull it out and go, haha, I have an Undertaker. Me and you, we're going to fight. I'm going to have The Undertaker in my corner, and you can have the weird pig and the bird and the woman with the cowl. Ah! Make it wacky, make it silly, make it supernatural and glowing, and put another brand on it. I don't know, have some cinnamon crunch in there as well. Just do whatever you want, because everyone involved can get away with that. And it's Hollywood. Weird things happen in Hollywood all the time. Just go to your local cinema. Why not do this here? This is the perfect arena for it. Just bells and whistles, craziness. Let's have a good time. Number 7, someone gets elevated from NXT. So if you have a quick look at your WWE PLE calendar, I know we've all got one, if you look at March, there is not a lot going on throughout that month. That's a big old month slap bang in the middle of the road to WrestleMania, so you've got a feeling on Raw, SmackDown, these big main roster shows, we're going to have a lot of surprises and big old swerves and twists and things that are going to happen because we need to sell the massive WrestleMania event that's coming, and you've just got a month there when not really anything else is going on. So on top of storyline twists and big old developments that are going to happen, why not bring a few NXT people up as well, just to keep the roster fresh and just give people something new to do heading into this massive showcase event that's going to happen in just a couple of weeks, months time. Looking at the NXT roster right about now, I'd say they're the units that look like they're most ready for that main roster jump up. You probably say Bron Breakker, why not? And then have Bron Breakker take on Gunther for the IC title. I have said that, those words have come out my mouth. It has to happen now because my brain has run off to big meaty men mashing each other on the Mania stage. Give it to me, damn it. Number 6, Dominik Mysterio leaves Judgment Day. I know it may feel like WrestleMania is literally right around the corner, but WWE have a lot more time than they think they do coming into this show. So when it comes to this Rey Mysterio Dominik stuff that's obviously going to go down at WrestleMania, we're going to have this dad versus lad match on the grandest stage. Why don't we have a little twist thrown in there just before? You could have Dominik just leaving the Judgment Day for a little bit and saying, purple really wasn't for me anyway. And then ex-con Dom could take his time to say to his daddy, I'm so sorry for everything I've done, for attacking you, for wearing your mask on the way to the Royal Rumble, all these things, and saying horrible things to you while we were driving around in NASCARs, and it could look like the team was getting back together again. And then Dom could pull out their dagger and stab his daddy in the back one more time on the road to WrestleMania, and it'll just give that match just something else, another extra little piece of drama that really elevates everything and gives us everything we want out of this match, which is just Dominik to get his comeuppance and to be taught a big old lesson on the grandest stage of them all because that's what he deserves. Number 5, the Usos fall before Roman Reigns. Now there's been a ton of talk over the last year or so, it feels like at this point, of breaking up the WWE Universal Undisputed WWE Championship of the World titles of ceremonies and grandeur and epic masterpieces of titles belts. Breaking them up, because that would then allow Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn to both simultaneously challenge for belts at WrestleMania, not at the exact same time, but maybe over night 1 and night 2, break the belts apart, then we can have a world champion on Raw and a world champion on SmackDown again because yeah, we've needed one for a while, haven't we? And that may be something that they're looking to do with the tag team championships as well, because again, they need to be split up because we need to see more tag title matches across Raw and SmackDown. Feels like they don't really get defended half as much as they used to. And now feels like as good a time as any to have the team lose one set of these belts, because then that would make Roman start to get a bit more paranoid about potentially losing one of his, and he'll see his team, his Jay and Jimmy, lose one of their straps and think, oh my goodness, it's happening, the reigns are coming to an end. You could have this go down at the Elimination Chamber, Raw, SmackDown, whatever you want to do with it, but it's just going to create one heck of a moment as the camera pans to Roman, looking haunted and terrified about what could be heading his way after his own flesh and blood lose their first set of belts there. Number 4, Jay White comes to WWE. So WWE are reportedly confident, is how they've put it, of landing Jay White when his New Japan Pro Wrestling deal comes to an end very, very soon. Now make no mistake, Switchblade will be courted by just about every single wrestling company out there. Tony Khan's AEW will be extremely interested in bringing the Bullet Club man to his team as well. But because this is a huge prediction video, we're going to go big, and I think that's going to happen. I think he's going to go to WWE. I think he's going to sign on the dotted line before WrestleMania, then have a huge match at the Showcase of the Immortals against someone like, I don't know, a fellow one-time Bullet Club leader in AJ Styles, if he's fit and healthy enough, or somebody in that vein, maybe Finn Balor, just somebody huge like that at WrestleMania, a real showcase match. Maybe don't even announce it before, just have it like Cody, like just say, oh, someone big's going to come in, and then it's him at WrestleMania, and everyone goes crazy, and they go, oh my god, it's the New Japan guy, and he's at WrestleMania, oh my god, I'm going to lose my brain. I've said god a lot because it is just going to be a religious experience. Number 3, John Cena's showcase gets real. It has pretty much been confirmed at this point that we're probably not going to get The Rock at this year's WrestleMania, which is a bit of a bummer, but he's got a big old schedule, he's very busy, he's got XFL stuff, things like that, but we could have an even bigger, I nearly said bigger, maybe as big a star could pop up at WrestleMania this year, and his name is John Cena. Because again, there were lots of reports that he was interested in a match, and at one point it was looking like Logan Paul was going to be the person who was going to wrestle, but there could be something else, and it could tie into a certain video game, which is about to drop very, very soon in the next couple of months as well. Because the poster boy for WWE 2K23 is John Cena, so you can just imagine those folks over at 2K would lose their damn minds if Mr. Cena was going to be at WrestleMania in a big old marquee match, something that they could even tie into the game itself. They could have a match in his showcase thing that they do in these 2K games. They could have a match that's not even happened yet on that game because they know it is going to happen, and it could just be this weird crossover things where fans are playing the game going, oh my god, how did they know? How did they know this was going to happen? Because they were in on it all along. The story is there for a theory match. It's been there since, what, last SummerSlam, because we all thought it was going to happen there. So just do it. Just do it now. Theory's not really doing anything. He might lose his US title at the Elimination Chamber. He might not. He might hold on to it, and then he could fight John Cena, the ultimate US champion, for the belts at WrestleMania. That story writes itself, so just do it. Number 2, Steve Austin versus Brock Lesnar is signed. Look, there's been no fresh news on this recently. There could be by the time this video drops, but there probably will, so there'll be a big report that debunks everything, and I'll look very silly. But I get the feeling something big is going to be planned for Brock Lesnar and Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. Because yes, people have said that, yeah, this isn't going to happen because Stone Cold's turned it down, he's not interested, so we're going to have to do something else. But this could be all for a reason. It could indeed be the case that Stone Cold Steve Austin just doesn't want to get suplexed out of his boots for what would be his second match in 20 years. I would not want to do that, would you? Oh, big old twist. Stone Cold Steve Austin could just be biding his time and just waiting for WWE to get really desperate and go, dude, we need something big, have all the money, come into the match. We won't even let him suplex you. He can just punch you with his big glove, then you stun him and you can win. Just do that. It is looking like Lesnar and Bobby Lashley's big ongoing feud that's felt like it's gone on for forever, but it's been great. It's been big meaty men smashing into each other. That looks like it's going to end at Elimination Chamber. We're going to get the rubber match there. So we got a couple of months after that, like a month and a half, whatever it is, to do something big with Brock and just have this match that felt like it was the one that got away back in 2002, have it finally happen 21 years later. I feel old. Number 1, Elimination Chamber equals 2023's Money in the Bank 2011. Nobody is suggesting in their right mind that CM Punk is going to randomly pop up on WWE TV in the road to this year's WrestleMania, because I know this seems to get lost a lot, but he's still an AEW person, he's still under contract there, that's still a thing. But that's not to say that the spirit of Punk couldn't make a triumphant WWE return on this road to WrestleMania, because I get a funny old feeling that Elimination Chamber is going to feel a lot like that night in Chicago back in 2011. Because on that night, Punk had the backing of his Chicago faithful, and Sami Zayn is definitely going to have that in Montreal, and it's going to be a cauldron of noise in there. It's going to be electric, and you do get the feeling it's going to be a case of if Sami loses, we riot. He's probably going to lose. There's probably going to be a riot. Roman Reigns is going to get heat. But this is the huge prediction video, so I have a huge old prediction for you. What if? What if Sami Zayn was to win the big one? What if he was to somehow get the better of Roman Reigns, just come away with one of the belts, maybe even both of them, blow a kiss to big old Roman on the way out the door, and Roman is heading into WrestleMania without a main event spot. And you have Sami and Cody there, and Roman has to somehow work his way into that, or he has to do something else. Maybe he has the Stone Cold match. We don't know. That could be a huge twist that would get everyone's eyes on WrestleMania, because it would be a big old case, as big as ever, of anything can happen in this crazy world of sports entertainment. Look, I'll be honest, the realist in me does not think this is going to happen, but maybe there's a chance. There is a small chance that the biggest upset of modern times could indeed go down at the Elimination Chamber and completely change the direction of the road to WrestleMania in a way that none of us could have possibly ever imagined. So those have been 10 huge predictions heading into this year's WrestleMania, and now I want to hear your predictions. Put them down there in this little comment section and let me know what you think of these. Do you think they're crazy? Do you think they're insane? Or do you think we're onto something rather intriguing that could develop into one of the biggest moments in WrestleMania history? Let me know. Also, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to all things What Culture Wrestling. Follow myself on Twitter at gmorgan04. Follow everyone here at What Culture at What Culture WWE, and just enjoy what is sure to be an ever-twisting and crazy journey into this year's WrestleMania, because it always is. Even when it's bad, there's a few things that pop up and make you go, oh, that's pretty crazy. And we'll all be there. We'll all be there over the 2 nights to watch and get carried away and get caught up in the action. So let's just enjoy this, because you know what? Wrestling hasn't always been incredible, hasn't always been the talk of the town. It is right now, so let's love it.